right, boys. Last story for today. We've got a new team in Hawaii, apparently. Peter V'landys and the NRL consider Hawaii expansion team. Australian Rugby League Commissioner Peter V'landys was a surprise guest on Triple M NRL's Journo show to discuss Michael Shamas's proposal of a Hawaiian expansion team. And the big boss is on board, and he's already spoken to NRL CEO Andrew Abdo about this. He says, I can see potential in a Hawaii situation. It's the gateway to America, and our policy is to globalize the sport. Stat, how does this happen? In what way does this enter into a league? Where's this go? Is this a US league that we're talking about here? What is this new Hawaii expansion team all about?
It's amazing when people in the game just come together and throw out a crazy suggestion and get a little bit of traction and see what it can do. Like I just talked about a potential, boxing thing where between players and media, right? But look, I don't hate it. As crazy as it might sound, I don't hate it. Whether it'll be in the NRL, it's hard because they're focusing on obviously Papua New Guinea at the moment. They're still trying to work out. Look, I think in terms of Hawaii, I don't think it's a priority right now. I think it's something they can consider down the track. I don't hate the idea of it being in Hawaii, something new, something to grow the game, to globalize it. But I feel like it's not an immediate focus for the NRL.
I actually agree. And to be honest, when I was thinking about it, just logistically, I don't know how it would work with the travel.
Yep.
I think we saw a couple teams that came back from literally just Perth, right? And they got absolutely smashed this week. Like you could see the first half mainly against the Dragons. You could see Rabbitohs. Yeah. They look tired. They look depleted. And I think people underestimate how much the travel affects people. So an 8-hour flight, I know it's only 2 more than what Perth is. So if you're talking about like getting a team in Perth before you get one in Hawaii to join the NRL, logistically, I think it'll be too hard. But starting up a team over there for a league eventually in America, down the line will definitely be the play.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't think, as you said.
You're right. Logistically, it's too tough. You can't go and chuck a team in Hawaii because then how do you work out the season? There's already so much talk from players about fatigue and, not enough time to kind of break in between, the end of their run in their season to preseason. Yeah. Plus internationals, plus they have the state of origin and everything else. So the draw itself is complicated with what we have at the moment. Yeah. Then there's obviously the talk of adding the Papua New Guinea team, which is done, and they're going to get added in 2028, I believe, or 2027, whatever that is. And then talks of this potential Perth team happening, not happening. I like the idea of Hawaii. I think it's new, it's a fresh idea, but you're right. It has to be for a US league to happen, and that's when you'd bring in a team in Hawaii. And it has to work over there. Yeah. But that could be part of the play where if Landis does well in this potential buy of Super League and sees how that goes, he could then send the best people over to go and try to do something similar in America. Yeah. But to get him in the NRL, I think it's impossible. It's just hard. Like, I think it's just too tough.
I think it'll be too tough.
And I don't know if it's an attraction for players to go and live in Hawaii. I know it's a great destination spot, but to go and live there, I don't know. I think it's a great idea for an America sort of league to start up, but to bring it to Australia, I just don't see it happening.
And when you think about the conversion rate with the currencies, like how's that going to work? So you're going to pay a player, let's say they only earn $200,000, right? Or let's say $500,000. You convert that to American currency, that's half the money gone already.
That's right.
Plus taxes.
There'd have to be salary cap exemptions over in America. They'd have to work it in a sort of way where it can be attractive for players to go. Yeah. Like they're doing for Papua New Guinea at the moment. They want to build them a full player hub and there's barely any tax. What they earn over there, they'll earn their full salary. Yeah. So, look, I think it should stick to America. Keep it over in America. Keep the ideas fresh over there. Hopefully it starts a new league one day. But to come to NRL, it's not a priority and there's too many complications to get it done. So that's kind of my take. What do you boys think?
I think it's stupid.
Really?
Mate, it's a minimum 8-hour flight, by the way. Minimum 8-hour flight. If you're going to add that to the NRL, it's a terrible call. Yeah. Like, if they're going to start up a US league, for sure, I'm all for it. Yeah. I just think logistically it's a joke. It's not going to work out. And I've always been the guy that has said build the game in Australia. I'm not even a fan of Papua New Guinea. I would have rathered a Perth team than a Papua New Guinean team. So to add to the NRL, absolutely not. I still think the play is, if you want to grow globally, go to the UK, work it from there, and keep the game growing here. Because that strategy is obviously working right now.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see how they go down the route with Perth, because 1 week it's on, 1 week it's off. 1 week it's the Premier, not buying into what's happening with the NRL. And then vendors like, nah, I'll sort him out. I'll go talk to him. I feel like if anyone can do it, it'll be them. You know what I mean? So we'll just have to see how that goes.